Hello, my darlings. So today is World Environmental Day. So it's a day to think about the environment, which is super important for our future, the future of the planet, the future of everybody and everything on it. So it's a very important day. So I thought we would start today by thinking about some of the things that we can do, some of the changes that we can make, and then afterwards in the next video we would do a story to do with environmental issues. So I thought, first of all, I've got my t-shirt on that says, let's see if we got it right there, it says the future is yours. So if we look after our planet, it's going to be a good future. If we don't look after our planet, it's not going to be such a positive future. So it's up to all of us to take care of our planet. So I thought we would start today with sharing some of the small changes that we can do. Now, we can't all make the same changes and our circumstances will be different. So everybody's lives are different, and what we can change or not change will also depend on our lives, our families and all of those things, because everyone has a very slightly different life. But we can all do little changes. Now, we all know about things like taking bikes, walking or scooting, and how those things are so much better for the environment than, say, getting in a car. And how if we want to take a longer journey, it would be better to take a bus or a train. Now, obviously, at the moment, things like that are a little bit iffier because we're trying to avoid public transport during the corona crisis, but things will eventually go back to normal, hopefully, and then things will be better again. But for now, we can definitely still think about things like using our feet, doing lots of walking, which is super good for us as well as for the environment, and using our bikes and our scooters. So that is a great way to stay healthy and to keep the planet healthy as well. So we should also be doing things like not taking too many holidays, because flying is very bad for the environment. But if you do fly, there are things you can do to balance out the impact that you are making on the environment, and that's something you could research with your adults if you do lots of flying. I can't say I do a lot of flying, but when I do, I try and do that. So we're going to start really simply. Start off with, what are these? I think we all know. I gotta say, I'm particularly fond of these, as you know, because it's like my little nickname for some of you when I call you a lemon. So, fruit and vegetables as well. When we buy them loose, without plastic packaging, we are not contributing to plastic pollution. Now, sometimes it is cheaper to buy things in packages. So understandably, sometimes your adults do need to buy things in plastic. But when we can, if we can buy things loose without plastic packaging, that is a better choice to make for the environment. So some things it's also impossible to buy without the plastic packaging. So I try to buy as many things as possible without plastic on. So like these, for instance, I buy them without the plastic. I make the choice not to buy them in packets, but sometimes other things I can't buy without the plastic. So sometimes I do without them, and sometimes I have to buy them with the plastic. It's tricky, but try without the plastic. Okay, so fruit and vegetables, great things. It's a small thing, but if we all made that change, it would make a big difference. So that's one thing. Another thing, grow your own. Now you can start small with this. We were looking at this the other day in our Natural Thinkers learning in reception. Mint. Some things you can grow yourself, and then you don't have to buy it in plastic packaging because you've got it right there, nice and fresh, and plus it's fun to grow things yourself as well. So you can start really small. You don't have to have a garden. You can just have a few things to grow yourself. And also, if you did have a garden or an allotment, you could grow more things yourself. And that's great as well, because then you're not involving any packaging. You're also not involving the food having to be brought on a long journey, because food, when it's grown somewhere else, it then has to travel to us here in the supermarkets and the shops, and that involves the pollution involved in bringing it, whether it's by plane from a different country or in a long lorry, or even just from a different part of this country, it still has to be brought to where we are, and that involves, you know, the petrol used in transporting it. Now, then we've got things like soap. Now, this is probably not the best time to change, because at the moment we have to be really hot on our hand washing with Corona, pesky Corona. So it is best to stick with these for now, because we know that these things like this are very, very, very antibacterial and kill 99.9% of germs and all of that kind of thing. But for most of the time, I tend to use, oh, it ran away. I tend to use a soap like this. So you can buy the soap. It comes without packaging. It's usually just wrapped up for you in a bit of paper. No plastic packaging involved. Nothing like this. None of this. Smells delicious as well. And I use those soaps all the time in normal life. And they're great. And then you keep them on. This is wooden. So again, not plastic. Another way that we can reduce the amount of plastic that we are using. And of course, you don't need to use antibacterial soap absolutely all the time, because if you're in the shower or the bath or something, you don't need to be using antibacterial soap, do you? Because you don't use that in the bath. So you can buy soap for the bath, and you can buy it without plastic packaging as well. I buy mine from Lush, but there are lots of places that sell it without. Now, let's have a look at what next. Oh, here we go. Bathroom stuff. Now, these were a gift from Miss Matheson at Christmas. She was my secret Santa. And she knows how much I care about the environment and how I wouldn't want anything in plastic packaging. She knows me very well. So she bought me these lovely things, and you can see they come in tin. So they are metal, so they can be recycled and reused before they're recycled. So when I finish them, I can just clean them out and use them again for something else. No plastic. I also buy this regularly. Coconut oil from the supermarket. You can get it from anywhere. I use it as a body moisturizer, and that works for me too. It smells lovely. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So you can smell delicious too. Then we've got toothbrushes. Now, I don't know what your toothbrush looks like. This is mine. It's actually quite old. I keep replacing the head. It's pink, because you might know it's my favourite colour. Now, this is plastic. As I said, it is rather old, but it just keeps working. I've had it for years and years and years. You can now buy electrical toothbrushes that aren't made of plastic, which I think is very impressive. But in the meantime, you shouldn't replace something that's already working fine, because that would be very wasteful. But you can now buy replaceable heads that aren't made from plastic, apparently. I've still got so many in a cupboard that I don't need to buy any yet. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, yeah, so you can do that too. And if you need a new toothbrush completely, you can buy some that are made of bamboo. And bamboo is a great resource because it's very easily grown. It grows very quickly and is very environmentally friendly. You can also buy floss. That's more for your adults. Got to keep your teeth clean. And floss is made of plastic as well. Goodness, plastic gets everywhere. We are so obsessed with plastic. But this is made of, now what is this one made of again? Silk, I think. But in a very friendly manner that doesn't upset the silkworms. And you can also get it made from charcoal, which is kind of strange but cool as well. Comes in a glass container, but you could take it out of the glass container if your adults were worried about too much glass. So that's very environmentally friendly too. Now, you might recognise things like this. You might use cotton wool in your household. Maybe your adults use makeup. Maybe some of you, I know some of you like a little bit of makeup, use cotton wool. These are now I'm losing my words. You wash these, okay? They're you just keep washing them and reusing them. Reusable, that's the word I'm looking for. So you wash them and reuse them. So I use them for taking my makeup off, and then I put them in a container. At the end of the week, I give them a wash, dry them, and use them all over again. So I put them in a little container like that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I think there's a few tips. Oh, I know. And then my shampoo and conditioner. Now this is an interesting one to change. I expect most of you have shampoo and conditioner that come from bottles. Now this one's a trickier one to change, I have to admit. But this is what mine looks like now. This is my shampoo. And this is my conditioner. Isn't that cool? So they come as bars. They smell so yummy. And they last for absolutely ages. You can buy them from lots of different companies. And again, very environmentally friendly. If you buy them in the shop, then they usually come wrapped in a little bit of paper, which again, you can reuse. And if you send off for them, then they will come wrapped in environmentally friendly packaging. So like this, these look like those polystyrene things, which are a type of plastic, but they're not. They are biodegradable, which means they break down. You get a bit of water on them, and they just kind of all squish away, go away, disappear like poof, like magic. So all very environmentally friendly. So those are some changes you can make. As I said, the changes that you'll be able to make in your family will vary, but even one little change will make a difference. So chat with your adults and see what little differences you can make that will help the world. Okay, my little pumpkins, bye for now.